It's that time of year again. We've got the youth intake. I haven't looked at it yet. Let's have a look at them together. Right, and here we are. That was the what we were told to expect, and it's not quite as good, but we've had worse. At least as far as the star ratings are concerned, anyway. I haven't actually, as I say, looked at these yet, but it's a good intake still. It's not as good as they thought it was going to be. Got a very eccentric goalkeeper, but he's not too bad. Could do a job probably in a few years' time. NDI, he's no good. He's good. Right. This is someone I can work with. So we've got a new central midfielder. The only thing is, it's probably one of the positions we really don't need very much. Could I perhaps make him into a right side midfielder? Possibly. Because that's actually what I really need. So, yeah, that's certainly something I will be looking at doing. Let me just quickly do my thing. And there we go. Looking through, we've got some interesting nationalities. I've got a Brazilian coming through. Not a very good Brazilian, I don't think, but he is a Brazilian. I think Lentini is probably the pick of them. Certainly looks promising. Fiorentino might be okay, but I don't think he's going to be brilliant. Don't think much of NDI. I haven't looked at these ones yet, so let's just have a quick look through and see if there's anyone to write home about. So, not really. Brazilian he may be, but he's certainly not Brazilian high standards. He's half decent. Francesco Caglio. Cocky might be something. Too cocky about, though. That looks like it's probably it. So it's certainly far from the worst one we've had. Tufano there might be something there as well. There's certainly very few weaknesses. For a 15-year-old, I suppose he's not too bad. Yeah, this is probably the best youth intake we've had for a while, to be honest. There's nothing like absolutely incredible, but there's a couple of players who might be decent, and hopefully they will prove themselves to be so. One thing I'm going to quickly do now is just look through some of the teams we may be able to nick some youngsters off, and just see if we can find a couple of players who, for whom that might be possible. So I'll be back in a bit, and we will have the next game, which is against Reggiana in 4 days, and then we'll probably have the Lecce game, I think, because Lecce are obviously the closer team to me, and then we'll think about whether we need to play those games in May. If it looks like we can still win the league, then absolutely that's something I will do. As you can see, we're on a pretty good run now. So we had a really good start to the season, a little wobble, and now we're back to that brilliant form. We've now won 5 in a row, including scoring quite a lot of goals, which is good to see. And I will be back shortly for the Reggiana game, and we will see where that takes us. But I'm going to just have a look around now and see if I can find any players who I might be able to bring in on a free, hopefully, just to kind of fill out the squad and find a few players who might be brilliant, particularly those fullbacks. And I love the determination. He's the kind of player I'm going to just take a punt on, I think, if I can get him in. First one I looked at, unbelievably. And look at that. That's promising. I can offer him a lot more than he was expecting. No, that's 875,000. I forgot about that. So it's going to be a case of just trying to find the players I can actually buy. It's going to be difficult, but hopefully there'll be one or two I'll find. Where's he gone? Hopefully I'll find one or two who will be sort of well worth having a punt on and guessing in. They won't all work, but that's fine. I don't mind that. And there you go. You see, we've got a fairly reasonable offer here. I'm going to see if I can get rid of the instalments, but give them 20,000, and yeah, there you go. Whether I can actually even afford that, I'm not sure yet. We're going to have to see if I can negotiate that with the board. But these are a few people who we may be able to get in, and it could make a huge amount of difference to the squad as we go forward. I'm obviously going to need to try and sell some players anyway, so I can try and fund that by getting rid of a few players who are clearly not quite going to make it. So I'll be back in a sec for the Reggiana game. See you in a sec. Right, and we're back for the game, but before I do that, Brian Lentini, who was one of the intake, has actually been upgraded into an elite prospect. He wasn't that before. He was one of the top talents, but he's now an elite talent. So clearly the coach staff think that he might be the real deal. I'm slightly worried about the mentals. Teamwork's good. Work rate's good. It's the determination that's going to be the issue, isn't it? So I will have to see if I can get him tutored to an extent that he'll develop to his full extent. Because technically, you look at the role that he's got, or at least that he will have. I'll probably want to use him as a box-to-box midfielder, I think. Maybe I'll need to do a bit of a change for him, because actually he'd be better suited to being an advanced playmaker, certainly. Develop his dribbling. But the mentals are the issue here, and whether he will develop as much as I would want him to. But he's certainly promising. I think the scouts might be a little bit, not scouts, the coaching team might be a little bit optimistic in suggesting he's elite. I think the mentals probably prevent him from getting there, but we'll see. If it turns out that he's as good as he could be, then obviously there is potential there. There's no doubt about that. I just wonder about whether he can actually fulfill it. Anyway, we have Reggiana now. Hopefully, a game in which we can continue our very, very good form. You can see we've won 5 out of 5 of our last 5. So things going very, very well. Turned it around really since just before that. And let's see what we can do now. Aiello crosses and Mariani makes the save. Aiello's come in today because the right wing is causing a real problem. So I just wanted to see if I can. He's been in very, very good form for the under-20. So I just thought I might as well give him a game, see if he can do it at the higher level. Kind of a case of, well, we're not losing anything because no one's playing well on the right at all. So if he's terrible, and that's no worse than anyone else. So far, he's doing okay, holding his own. As it stands, we will go above Salernitana, but obviously they have got that game in hand, so we could do with getting a win out of this to put more pressure on them. Vicenza are actually playing now, so if we could win and they don't, then obviously we can close the gap a little bit on them. 3 points as it stands, with neither of us winning yet. Liberti crosses in, but saved by Mariani. Liberti again. Gets to the byline, not quite. Perna. We are looking quite promising here. Giliberti getting forward at every opportunity and showing that he is, we know he's capable of putting in really good crosses for the strikers to get on the end of. And Tirinanzi has been playing really well recently. Aiello gets through, but wastes it. He could have pulled it back there. There was someone, I don't know who it was, but there was someone coming in the centre of the goal and could have had a tap in there. It's a bit of a shame. Vicenza's still not winning yet, though, so if we can get ahead, then this might be a day that we could gain some ground on our rival. So 10 shots and 6 on target to their 3 and none. 5 and none. They had a couple at the end there. I'm sure they said 3. We clearly are a better team, but we need to get the goal. I'm going to go a bit more attacking because I think we are showing that we are better than this team. This is the game we should be winning. Shouldn't be too worried about them. Perna crosses in. Mariani cleans the cross. Of course, the problem then is that we may get caught on the break, but I'm going to kind of gamble that we're good enough that we can get that opening goal. Ponzi is injured. We've got Glazer on the bench, so that's an easy substitution to make. Just threatening to shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit. Hopefully we can hold firm. Pierozzi, we've been ridden our luck in the last few minutes. They still haven't got a shot on target yet, which is promising. Obviously not the best finishing side around. Right, I want more from you guys. We've got half an hour left. Let's win this game now. Through Penny, through. Agostini saves it again. He's having another good game. He really has been a bit of a revelation this year. Played very, very well all season. Vicenza still 0-0, so this is an opportunity that we need to take. Aiello gets a shot on target, but cannot quite beat the keeper. Got to go for it now. 12 minutes to try and get the goal. And hopefully not concede one, which we are worried about because they've been threatening a bit. In fact, their XG is higher than ours. But not really a game that we can afford to be dropping points in. We get the late winner. Starting to look like it may not happen for us, but hopefully there's still something left in us yet. Cristiani. Vignola. Finds Bolzan. Oof, getting close. A couple of minutes left. Still got time if we can get the ball. Bartoli. They get a corner. Agostini has it now. Can we launch one last attack? Colucci tries again. I don't know why we're playing it quite so hopeful as that. Yes, we're playing mix, but that to me seems a little bit reckless and silly. 15 seconds left. We don't have time now. This is going to be 0-0, I think. It is indeed. Disappointing to draw that. Wasn't really the kind of result we would need in that game to be really considering ourselves in with a chance of winning this title. Having said that, it is only 3 points. We're getting close. That means Vicenza did draw. So we haven't lost any ground today. But Salernitana obviously will now be more of a threat to us because they are now potentially going to be above us on points. And of course, we also have Ascoli breathing down our necks. I mean, obviously, at this point, we're thinking about trying to make sure we can guarantee that second place and then pushing on to Vicenza. If we can win every game from now on, I'm pretty sure we'll at least be second, probably first. There's still, I still think if we were to win those 5 games, which is not impossible, we've won 5 in a row before that game, then absolutely we're in with a chance. I think what I'll do now is skip to the Lecce game, because Frosinone, well, if we don't win that one, then I think we forget it. If we win this and then beat Lecce, then it's going to be exciting. We'll have to think about probably doing a 3-game live con for the last 3 to see in the whole run-in, because it could be a very exciting one for us. So I'll be back in a sec for the Lecce game, hopefully having beaten Frosinone and kept this good-ish run going. It's a shame we did manage to draw that only, because we were on such a good run before that. But still, things looking pretty good. So I'll see you in a second. Right, so here we are. We have Lecce in a pretty crucial game. If results go our way today, we could be pretty much promoted. I have actually discovered that second place is not a playoff. There's actually a playoff underneath that, depending on various things. You could actually be promoted in third automatically, but that won't happen this season because it's to do with how far ahead the teams are. But second place is actually a promotion place. So whilst obviously it'd be nice to overtake Vicenza at this point, it's really Salernitana and Ascoli I'm interested in. And if we can get, we'd be potentially 6 points ahead of those two today if we can get that win and results go away elsewhere. So that would obviously give us 6 points with 3 games left would probably be enough, you would think. But we are obviously relying on others there. If we can just win this game, that will be very, very good. And as you can see, we're in pretty good form. We did win that game between the two. And so we are hopefully going to be able to continue this run and finish off the season with a promotion. Sami Handanovic is Lecce's manager. That's an interesting one. They often see there's not many goalkeepers around who are managers. Obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo is one, but I can't think of many others, if any, who have become certainly not successful managers anyway. So, Lecce now, can we keep this run going and get our promotion sorted? I really wasn't expecting it this season. This has come as a complete surprise. I was hoping to kind of significantly into the top half, but I wasn't really expecting more than about 7th, perhaps 6th if I'd done really well. And don't get me wrong, we could still finish 6th, but that would require a bit of a collapse from here. Licano, Aiello can't quite get it in, but it's promising. Aiello again, Bolzan, Meloni can't quite get the shot onto the goal. And Vignola is injured, which is a shame. Got Straudi though, that's okay. Iliberti. Tirinanzi and Bolzan mixing well. Meloni. Back to Meloni. Tirinanzi. Keep getting into their box, but can't get it fit until now. Meloni gets this shot. And I think this is a really good finish. Goodness me, what a finish that is. It's a tight angle, it's on the volley. That was a very, very difficult chance that he's put away nicely there. And suddenly, things are looking pretty good. Salernitana are winning. So it's a game we now need to win. But as long as we do win it, that's all that really matters here. Bear in mind, it's completely in our hands. If we win all our games, there's no, we'll win the league. No problem. I don't think that's officially true. I think we finished second for certain. In reality, I'm pretty sure we will win the league. Yes, we're not playing Vicenza, so it's not actually in our hands in terms of the title, but promotion is definitely in our hands. We win every game, we are promoted, no doubt about that. Don't have to worry about any other results. Nice to win the league, but I don't really care much. Bolzan, Ghiberti, Aiello can't quite finish it. We obviously haven't won a league yet. We got promoted via the playoffs to this division. Twice, in fact. And this, hopefully, will be our first automatic promotion. Possibly even our first league win, which would be nice to have before we got into Serie A. It's going to be a tough season in Serie A, particularly given that we're going to have to be careful with money. I think, obviously that will be improved by the fact that we're in Serie A. I don't know quite what the difference is But I'm already guessing a few players in. I've been scouring the market of players being released by bigger clubs, as well as the new gens who've come through. Found many of those, but I've got a couple of cheaper players who are still good, but cheaper players, which means I can move some of the more expensive ones on. Goodness me, we're getting a lot of bookings today. It's a bit of a worry. Probably better make a couple of substitutions just to guard against going down to 10 men a little bit. Let's get Anselmo on, and let's get Ishar on. This is actually the last substitute I could make. I noticed that, but I think let's get Ishar on. Just to try and guard against that red card that could be coming otherwise. Great save from Agostini there. Keeps us ahead. Going on at Salernitana. Still 1-0. It's at Pisa, really. Pisa could get a goal, and we would be another step closer to that promotion. Bizzoni, Straudi. Ishar shoots. Can't quite get it on target, though. And Selmo and Tirinanzi's there, and that should be that as far as this game's concerned. And we can start focusing purely on Salernitana now. If Pisa can get that goal, we are getting pretty close. They have, they just scored. All I saw was a point exchange, but they have just scored. So at the moment, we are gaining 2 points on the team who are closest to us for that promotion spot. Forget the title, don't care. Promotion spot, though, that is starting to look like we are going to be getting that fairly simply. Pisa equalising. Bobini, you are my hero, Bobini, today. Player. Hopefully they can hold on now, get that point, leave us 5 points clear. Gives us a bit of room for error. Lecce have scored, but there's not a huge amount of time left. We should be all right. Let's just go a bit defensive now. Made all the subs I can. Just watching that Salernitana thing. As long as they don't score, looking good. It's looking good, guys. 20 seconds to go. Agostini holds it. Just hold it. That's it. Nicky shot. That should be fun. That should be it. Should be it. Full time. We played. Actually, I think we played quite well there, to be honest. And Salernitana have dropped points, which means we are so close now. You can almost smell that promotion, guys. You can almost smell it. As I say, not really bothered about the title. Vicenza can do what they want, particularly if they're not playing Salernitana, are they? They are. Ascoli, who are just about still in with a chance, but that's the only team that they're playing who are in any way useful. They have actually already played Salernitana quite recently. So we are now top. As I say, not too bothered if we finish top or not, but that is a fantastic outcome. And obviously, we will be back now for the next 3 games in the next video because, well, it's hopefully going to be a title race and certainly promotion. I mean, promotion could easily be secured in the next game. Certainly, we can't finish. If we were to win the next game, we can't finish any lower than 3rd. And if Salernitana were to drop points, then that would mean that we are actually promoted. So, fingers crossed that will happen in the next video. So, really exciting times now. Tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be promoted to Serie A. And that will be massive for this club. Something I thought would take a bit longer than this. But we're here 10 years on from the start of the save, hopefully about to enter the promised land of Serie A. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.